This week, I'm going to be reviewing Quickoffice. This just came out, I think it was today or yesterday, so I wanted to, kind of jump right on it, get right on it. But it's called Quickoffice Connect. Quickoffice is one word spelled normally, and then Connect as a separate word. It basically does word processing, spreadsheets, presentations, those kind of things. It works with several cloud storage services, so you can put documents up on Google Docs, on Dropbox, on Box.net, and even on MobileMe. So if you have, like a iPhone, I guess, I don't know. MobileMe doesn't work with anything else, does it?
I don't know.
I think it's only iPhone. Well, now you can use it on your Android. You can store documents and everything right on there. So it's pretty cool. I think Dave's trying to bring up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up over here.
Bring up
but I can't find it.
a view of it. It's in the app drawer.
Okay.
And then Quickoffice.
Well, keep talking.
Starts with a Q.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is in alphabetical order.
So, but it has a word processing feature in it. I've tested this out with a couple Word documents. It seems to hold the formatting fairly well. Though every now and then you'll run into some problems with spacing between lines for some reason. I don't know why that was. But it seems like whenever I opened a file inside Quickoffice and then came back to it.
Is there something I can open up in here?
Yeah, just go here.
Yeah. That. In fact, if you want to, go ahead and switch the thing around so I'm smaller.
Oh, okay.
But-
We'll do that. If I can figure it out here.
Yeah.
There we go.
So this right here, what you're seeing is Google Docs, and you just plug your account right into there, and you can set up several of them. You aren't just limited to one account. But these are the show notes I think that we're pulling up here from. I don't know from what show it is.
Episode 19. It was a good one. It was a classic.
It was classy. But it lets you just touch around on the document to where you want to drop the cursor. And I don't know if we're having problems with it being washed out on the video, but
It's not loading.
well, I tried it on this week's show notes, 22. But we had so you touch on there, you drop the cursor, and then you
I've done this.
can type in, but the problem comes up where if you have a physical keyboard or an on-screen keyboard, and they've kind of come up with a novel way to fix this. Yeah, so go ahead and click on any spot on there, and then hit the menu key, and it'll come up with a keyboard option. And what that'll do is bring up that familiar text editing box, but where your cursor is there, you can just type right in. So it's pretty nifty. And I've if you do it in landscape mode, it brings up the other box. I don't know if you're familiar with when you're text messaging or whatever. It doesn't show you the background. It just gives you that text box.
Ugh.
You hit that back button.
Whoops.
Well, Dave's not used to using Android,
No.
So
I
he
just hit
likes,
buttons.
and those touch buttons, I think we're getting even worse.
There's so many buttons on Android. It's awesome.
But yeah, it's I'm just gonna be frank here. It's a lot better if you use this with a phone that
Many
has a
buttons.
physical keyboard. Because whether you're talking about a tablet or a slate phone, these phones are really used for consuming media, consuming content, not so much for producing it. And if you're gonna get serious into actually writing a document or a spreadsheet, you shouldn't be doing it on a phone, number one. But number two, if you're going to do it on a phone, make sure you have a physical keyboard because it just makes it much easier. Because one of the other sticklers is highlighting text to change format or to copy paste any of that stuff. It's prohibitively hard on a phone without a keyboard. In fact, I couldn't even figure out how to do it myself. But with a physical keyboard, it was nice. You just hold down Shift and you start to scroll on your ball or trackpad. And you let off Shift and you drag it and select whatever text you wanted to using your trackball or trackpad, and then you just click on it and you can copy it, or paste it or whatever. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's something that I think it's for quick editing, you know what I mean, on the go.
Yeah.
It also has Excel. Very good reproduction of Excel, I think. I was more impressed, in fact, with the Excel abilities than I was with the Word abilities on the phone. Because I think just the idea of word processing, typing out all this stuff, whereas in Excel, you're more likely to have a spreadsheet that you're just plugging some numbers into to get a result. And if you're on the go, that's especially awesome because, there's all kinds of situations where you could use a familiar spreadsheet in the field to just quickly tabulate some stuff, throw it in and have it done. But yeah, it has multi-touch zoom on Excel. But I found even on a Snapdragon phone, it lagged. So,
oh wow!
I don't know what the deal was.
Does it like do like the Excel spreadsheet kind of like formulas and stuff?
Oh yeah, it does all that stuff. Does all the pretty formatting you can do. The spreadsheet that I tested had extensive formatting, extensive formulas. In fact, it was calculating compound interest for credit cards is what I'd use this for.
Whoa!
And it was working fine on the phone.
Huh.
So I was pretty impressed with it. Again, it does lag a little bit though, even on the Snapdragon processor. I think that might have just been part of it being such a large sheet. I mean, it's quite a large file.
Okay.
But
wait till we get the new cores. And then
yeah, really chew up that battery. But it also supports PowerPoint, and this was kind of like a half feature because it does support text editing, but it doesn't support any image entry into the PowerPoint slide, and it doesn't support any, just the more complex stuff that you would get from PowerPoint just really isn't in this. So it's very basic, but if you want to view a PowerPoint presentation, it works great.
Oh, dude, and that would be so sweet with the video out.
Yes, especially the Incredible has video out, and so does the Evo.
Right, yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
So like you plug it right into a projector and you'd be good to go.
It might not look so. I wonder if it even would look good though. Might not look so good.
I don't know. It was pretty clear on the phone, but I mean blown up, it might not.
Well, I'm sure it would look great.
But so basically this is good for some light editing on the device. Better for viewing, which you can pretty much do in Google Documents right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna be honest, bottom line here, it's not worth the $15 that they charge you for it. So I just wouldn't pay $15 for this. So I'm not very familiar with the apps on the iPhone. At least on the iPad now they have those word processing apps and everything.
Useless.
Yeah, are they?
Yeah, there's like you can't.
How'd they compare to? Oh, I mean you haven't seen much of that app, but how'd it compare?
That is much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a couple for the iPad, and it's like you can edit Google Docs and sync and stuff, but every time I've done it, it has reformatted the document on Google Docs into a bunch of gibberish.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and totally ruined our show notes before the show.
Well, and it warns you, if you use Google Docs as your cloud server, it'll reformat it because Google likes to automatically reformat any of their Word or Excel documents when you upload them to make sure it works with theirs.
Yep.
But that, that's one caveat. And the second one is that you can't do multi-person editing on a document because basically it just fetches it and then re-uploads it.
I see.
But to its credit, it does it very quickly. I mean, you saw as soon as you requested it, it downloaded the file. And whenever you're going to exit, it asks you if you want to save the changes or whatever. And again, it's just a split second. It sends it right back up to the server.
Huh.
So then it's ready for everybody else to grab.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So again, it is nice, but it's not $15 nice.
Right.
So
cool.
It's up to you what you think it's worth then.